On a quiet Sunday in November of 1903, New Yorkers opened their papers to a startling headline. A cosmetic surgeon, Dr. Andrew Lynn Neldon, was seeking someone willing to part with their right ear. The offer came at the behest of a wealthy mining magnate, soon to be married, who had lost his ear in an accident. The reward was a sum equivalent to nearly $200,000 today. Overnight, a publicized hunt began for a matching ear. Hundreds volunteered, hoping to trade an ear for a fortune. Eventually, Neldon found his candidate, a young German immigrant. Confidently addressing the press, Neldon described his plan. The two men would be positioned side by side, their right ears aligned. The donor's ear would be half severed and sutured to the recipient's temple. After 12 days, bound together in that position, the second and final stage would complete the transfer. Neldon was certain that it would work, drawing false comfort from older reconstructive techniques. By 1903, plastic surgery had long mastered local flaps for facial repair. From Sushruta's forehead flap in 600 BCE to Tagliacozzi's cross-arm flap in 1597, and through the extensive work of Johann Diefenbach in the early 19th century. By 1881, John Harvey Gerdner had grafted skin from cadavers, and Eric Lexer transplanted bone and cartilage, but always using freshly discarded or deceased tissue with limited success due to tissue rejection. The surgery was planned for November 18, 1903, but a New York State legal challenge arose at the last minute. Undeterred, Neldon made immediate arrangements for the operation to take place the next day in Philadelphia. On November 19, 1903, the operation began. Donor and recipient were literally stitched together by a half-grafted ear, forced to lie immobile for 12 days, after which the operation was completed. Neldon proclaimed it a complete success. The ear had survived. Unfortunately, the operation was doomed from the start. In the absence of tissue match testing, the odds that the two unrelated men would be an adequate match sufficient for graft survival were practically zero. In his hubris, Neldon failed to adequately consider the consequences of a poor outcome, leaving a donor and recipient permanently disfigured. 1 year later, while advertising a $500 finger transplant between two women, Neldon admitted that the ear operation had failed. He was arrested for fraud in 1905, his home filled with letters from desperate patients who were promised miracle ointments and impossible cures. The Neldon affair reminds us that without ethics, innovation can become exploitation, a lesson first learned through the early struggles of the pioneers of plastic surgery. To learn more about this story, visit Pioneers of Plastic Surgery on Substack.